Okay, I'm looking for some kind of like tutorial, but I'm not seeing one. So what's this? Um, Maybe the tutorial's in the manual, and I might just have to like jump into a scenario. Maybe the scenarios are ordered in like the order of their complexity. Let's see. Quick game overview. How to play. Okay. Ooh, it's a long one. Okay. Creating your own scenarios, multiplayer. All right. Well, I will start. Well, I'll just leave it here, and then I'll refer to this if I need to. Defensive fire, advance. Command, fire, move and opportunity fire, defensive fire, advance. A turn ends after the end of turn segment, and a new turn begins unless the previous. Oh, that's cool. Little birds. A new turn begins unless the previous turn was the last turn of the game, per the scenario. In this first phase, command phase, you can undertake the below actions. You may split any of your squads into two half squads of the same type if the units are located in the same hex with a leader, and less than 4 units are in the same hex. Select the unit to split and click on this button. You may combine two half squads of the same type into a full squad. You may have infantry units which are located in the same hex, exchange or transfer support weapons. That's cool. A gun, armored fighting vehicle with a gun may fire a smoke round in lieu of a normal attack during the fire phase. Cool. Select the unit to fire, click this button, and then click the hex in line of sight to place the smoke. Smoke is a line of sight hindrance. Smoke placed by a gun or armored fighting vehicle adds a +2 hindrance modifier to any attack that traces its line of sight into or through the smoke hex. Okay. If available, you can target enemy units in line of sight of one of your units with a light barrage. Artillery strikes are not guaranteed to hit the selected target and may drift to adjacent hexes. If available, you can target enemy units in line of sight of one of your units with a heavy barrage. If available, you can target enemy units with a fighter bomber airstrike. This button highlights hexes in the line of sight of the selected hex. Click on this button to activate, and then click on the hex you want to check line of sight. Cool. I understand. Okay. Left click over this stack of units to select and perform actions on. Try and split the infantry squad into two half squads. Right click over this stack of units to see what units are in the stack. At any time in the game, you can press the H key to bring up that phase's instructions. Hover over each button below to get tooltips on what they do. Maybe later. Click on the next phase button when you are ready to proceed to the next phase. This game looks cool. Once you have selected a stack, you can select individual units to perform actions on here. A red border around the unit means it has been selected. Okay, so let's right click first. Oh. So you hold right mouse button You can see what's in the stack. Very cool. And I guess that shows like the stacking limit is 4 units, and then each unit can have a support weapon. Left click to split it into half squads. So I click on this, or left click. Okay, so I left click to select it, and then I click this button here to split it. Now, if I right click on it, I see 2 half squads. Okay, so single man counters are half squad, multi man counters are a full squad. Press H, and I see the instructions. Hovering. Oh, hovering's working now. Okay. How do I deselect a stack? So if I just right click on any hex, I can deselect. If I click this and I click on. Okay, so. Right. Oh, that's awesome. I can use mouse button wheel to zoom out. This is awesome. That's interesting. If I click on this woods hex. Oh, because this is like scattered trees. Okay. Got it. Got it. This game is cool. All right. I really like this so far. Okay, let's click next phase. Fire phase. You may fire with any of your eligible units. Select your units to fire with and click on an enemy target in your line of sight. You may opt to fire smoke in lieu of an attack with any of his eligible armored fighting vehicles. Okay, and I saw those already. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so, and how do I... So, to move, you can use WASD to do individual... Okay, so the arrow keys move the view quickly and like fluidly. WASD moves one step at a time, one increment at a time, and you can't hold them. So it's like for minor adjustments. And then you can hold right mouse button and drag. It's a bit... Oh, that's fine. It's like, it's not fluid. It moves in increments. I don't know why. Okay, left click on left click this stack and click on the British units to fire at them. When you have selected a stack to fire and hover over enemy units in range and line of sight, you will see what defense bonuses they get. Fired units will be grayed out and unavailable to move in the next phase. Okay, so if I left click, easy enough. Oh, and it shows the CRT. That's awesome. What a fantastic way to learn how hex and counter war games work. So, attackers' anti-personnel firepower is 4 because of that number on the left. The dice modifiers, okay, it's a +3 because I'm in these guys in the building. So you want to roll lower numbers. Dice total, so I rolled... It doesn't say what I rolled. That's interesting. Oh, no, maybe the dice total was an 11. Okay, right. So I rolled an 11. 11 plus 3 is a 14, and that's why I'm on the 12 plus column of the CRT. And my attacker's firepower is 1 to 4, so that's what... Okay, I get it. So this is a... I don't know if this is how it works in ASL. It's a bit different from a normal CRT that I've used, where you would normally have your combat power along the top, and then your dice rolls would be, vertical. But this is nice, I guess, because it shows it's more horizontal. So I can see why they would have done it that way, and it doesn't really matter. Casualty points inflicted. Okay, so because it's clear in this cell, there's no casualty points. If it had landed here, then there would be 1 casualty point. I get it. Easy enough so far. Click on the next phase. Let's do it. Move phase. Player may move any unit that did not fire in the previous fire phase. Select the units to move, and adjacent hexes will be highlighted with movement costs. Selected units in a hex marked as an exit hex will leave the map. While the units are selected, click on this button to remove them from the map. Okay. Load, unload units, gun. Load or unload units or a gun into an eligible transport vehicle. You can only unload at the beginning or end of the vehicle's movement. While your vehicle is selected, press this button to unload. Eligible hexes will be highlighted for you to unload the selected passengers to. Okay? Sure. Infantry units, the beginning or end of the vehicle's movement. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, okay. I think I know what that means. Yeah, I get it. So if you have started to move the vehicle at all that phase, then you can't then load units halfway through that. Okay. Infantry units may use a special form of assault movement. Infantry units using assault movement have their movement points. The reduction in movement points is applied before the unit moves or before any other reductions are applied to the unit's movement points. When an infantry unit uses assault movement, it gains a +1 cover modifier in addition to the cover modifier of the terrain it occupies. Okay, so this is like moving from cover to cover. They're moving more carefully. So they're harder to hit, but they can't go as far. Got it. Infantry units that are moving may place smoke before starting their move. Smoke is a line of sight hindrance. Got it. Rotate the selected vehicle to the left. Will reverse the selected vehicle, rotates the selected vehicle to the right. This button, okay, got it. Left click this stack and move it towards the British units. The British units will opportunity fire on you. Oh god. Terrible idea. Don't do that. This is a horrible idea. Alright, let's do it. So, oh yeah, just left click on that. So they had a firepower of a 12 because you add the 444 all the way on the left of those counters. That I can't like move my mouse around. So each counter has a leftmost number of a 4. You add those 3 together. I don't know how the leader factors into that, but apparently that's how you do it. Maybe because he's a -1, maybe you add his combat number on the left there of his, so he has a 1 there, but then maybe you decrement the leadership value of -1 at the top left. Maybe that's how that works. Not sure. Dice modifiers, leadership modifiers -1, opportunity fire modifiers -1. Okay, so then maybe you don't use his firepower unless maybe he's like the only guy in the hex or something. But I understand. They rolled a 7. So I'm guessing you're rolling 2d6. I understand. So they've got a 12. You then roll 2d6 and you add that. That's 10. Wait, I'm confused. Attacker's firepower is between 11 and 18. They then... how does this work? 12 -1 minus... So that would bring it down to 10. How are they getting from 10 and then with this 7 getting to a 5? Because that's presumably the roll. Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, shit. I understand. So you don't use the firepower for the column. No. Yeah, for the column. You only use the firepower for the row. and then you just use the die roll and the modifiers for the column. Silly mistake on my part. And okay. Defensive fire phase. You may fire with any of your units that had not previously used opportunity fire in the previous move phase. Select your units to fire with and click on an enemy target in your line of sight. Okay. In the defense enemies... Oh, I should have kept moving then. I guess that's what they wanted me to do. In the enemy's defensive fire phase, they can fire with any units that did not use opportunity fire in your previous move phase. As the British have already fired, you can move to the next phase. Okay. Click on the next phase. Advance and Assault phase. Player may advance his units 1 hex, regardless of terrain cost, unless the unit is prohibited from entering the hex. Infantry units not advancing may conduct a close assault versus an adjacent enemy-occupied hex. Okay. Select the units to assault with and select the enemy stack to assault. I'm guessing this is if they have not moved yet already. If you have a sniper in play, then you can remove them from the map. Interesting. Sniper will be returned to the pool to be used again. Oh, interesting. Do you just like place them in any random hex? Rotate a vehicle to the left, and okay. Left click this to select the stack, and left click on the British stack to launch a close assault. Okay. Oof. Okay, so how did this work? They have 9. Oh, they died already. The defenders have 13. So I think in this situation, that's when you add the leader, maybe. The ratio is 1 to 2. Okay, right. So it's not 1 to 1 because I don't have at least as much as they do. So then the next lowest one is 1 to 2. The attacker's dice roll modifier is -1 because of my leader, that top left number. The defender's kill number modifier is -1, presumably because of the leader modifier. But they roll 7 on 2d6, and the combat results, it's not showing the... How is this calculated? Defender losses is 3, attacker losses is 10, but how are they getting that number? Kill number is 5. So how does that work? Close assaults. Let me see here. Okay, so this -1 means that I think this 5 goes to a 4. I think. Okay, so I think this means that this 5 becomes a 4. This -1 means I think that this 7 becomes a 6, which means that the attack fails, but I don't see how the losses are calculated. Okay, so here we go. The attacking units suffer casualty points equal to the cover modifier of the hex assaulted, plus 1 casualty point for each defending unit. So if I try to... Let's try that. Cover modifier of the hex plus 1 for each unit. So there were 3 units defending. 3 units defending. The modifier for the hex, I think, was 3. Okay, how do I don't know how to see the terrain value of that. So that would be 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's 6 casualty points. But how do casualty points turn into step losses? How does that work? I think I lost 10 guys, right? I've lost the... do they have the log here? What's this? Turn effects on or off. Hide or show units. Loads game manual. What's this? Show objectives. Okay, well, we'll say that this is something I'll have to continue to learn about. You have finished the introductory tutorial. All right. All right, then I'll try another scenario.